Okay, welcome to the lecture for Sugar Skulls or Cultural Appropriation Day. This is an extra credit assignment and my first web assignment during our lovely new online time together. So here we go into presentation mode. There we go. All right. Sugar Skull, Cultural Appropriation Day. We are going to be appreciating other cultures. We are not going to be appropriating them, which means we respect them and we take these art forms seriously. Okay, so the project guidelines, you're going to be doing a sugar skull, a Beijing or Peking opera, which are kind of two words for similar things, and they're actually masks. We're going to be turning them into face paints. And then kabuki makeup, which is makeup, very, very stylized, or other tribal makeup. And if you're doing other tribal makeup, just please make sure that that's something that you think a room full of people would find appropriate, and that you're really doing an honor and a service to learning that art form and not a mockery of that art form. We're going to be using Paradise AQ for this. So I know that a lot of you may not have a Paradise AQ palette and you still want to take part in this assignment. So you can use other paints if you have them, face paints or grease paints. I'm hoping that you have the Paradise AQ palette because I really want you guys to learn how to use that palette because once you do get it working, it is really, really nice. Be culturally sensitive. You use excellent historical research. What does that mean? That means that you're going to look for research images from within the culture that this project comes from. So for Sugar Skulls, you want to look for actual Day of the Dead parades and what people who celebrate the Day of the Dead actually use for Sugar Skulls. There is makeup. There's a lot of makeup looks associated with it, but there's also, decorative art forms and tattoos and things like that. So get some of that stuff in your research. For Beijing or Peking opera, use actual masks. And for kabuki, use actual kabuki. And people have asked you if they could do geisha, and that's fine with me as well, as long as you're using some research photos from actual geishas, not people sort of attempting that. Do your own research. Please use more than photos of someone else's attempt. So I want you guys to think bigger, think out there. I mean, let's say you want to do a sugar skull with flowers. Maybe look up the flower that you want to try to copy. So you have an actual picture of that flower. Something like that would be appropriate. But I don't just want like 5 pictures of, somebody's makeup for Halloween. Project must cover your whole face. So just like every other project we have done, you're going to have 5 research photos. You're going to have a face chart. I have uploaded my face chart to the course folder that you can find through Blackboard. I'll probably drop it in the Discord server as well, just so you guys can look at it tomorrow when we have our class time. And that's all I have to say. Oh, also you will upload, so you'll upload all of that to Blackboard for the assignment credit. There'll be an assignment folder that has, and you'll upload your 5 research photos, your face chart, and your selfies. And if you need an app to help you upload all that, use Cam Scanner. We've talked about it in class. It's free. It's a great app. And it'll really help streamline the process in this thing. You can just copy everything and put it up there. Put it all in PowerPoint, whatever you want to do. That's you can make a different PowerPoint for each assignment or one for the whole semester and just share it with me for every assignment. Any of that's totally fine. Okay, this is a sugar skull. And one of the things you're going to see here, sugar skulls are associated, for those who don't know, with the Day of the Dead, which is November 1st. And the holiday represents 24 hours of communion with the departed. So for people who worship ancestors, it's a type of ancestor worship. It's a time when you get to go be with your loved ones that have passed on. And that's kind of what it's celebrating. And so that's why they're skulls that are sort of celebratory, which might seem odd to a lot of people. So this is like a picture of some general sugar skull art here. One of the difficulties you're going to have in doing this on your face is your face is shaped like your face. It's not shaped like this. And this skull kind of encompasses the entire head, and you have a hairline in here somewhere, so you're not going to be able to get quite this much detail out of it. But things that people tend to do is like the little kind of lace edges around things. It's probably not going to be that easy to paint something like that on your eye, but you could do that on your forehead. I love this on the cheeks here. My advice to you is to keep it simple. Your face is smaller than you think. And you want to make sure that you're going to be able to fit everything you want and have it look neat and crisp and not overly rushed. One of the first things you want to do when you're doing this is turn your face into a skull. So this is a skull. Think about how your face fits in here. These are the lovely eye sockets. You have this big hole where your nasal cavity is, and this big dark space here. There's different ways you can contour that. And then your teeth. Obviously, you're going to have skin and muscles on the outside of your face, and you're going to try to paint your face so that you don't have skin and muscles. We're not going to be peeling our skin and muscles off because we're just not there yet. You know, I know it's the apocalypse, but we're not there yet. So this is an example of, I think, a pretty successful sort of skull look. I'm not quite sure I get exactly what's going on here. I think she's trying to create that hollow that you see here, right here. She's trying to create that. She did a really beautiful job of painting the teeth. And this tends to be like the shape that everyone goes for with the nose with this like break in it. And I'm not really sure about why that is because I guess there's some cartilage that comes down there. But you'll see this in your sugar skull research. And she's got some little cracks going on in her skull. But this is some very nice skull paint. Here are some examples of Day of the Dead makeup. So what they've done is they've essentially done a little bit of skull contouring, not as far as she went, a little bit of skull contouring, and then done some makeup over it. This one here, she's actually glued jewels to her face, and people have done that before for this project. That's absolutely fine. She's gone relatively simple with the like floral and viney and bits that you get in a lot of the sugar skull art. But something that's still very recognizable as a sugar skull. This guy here, guy, girl, I don't know who this is, has done a little bit more of the sort of line work that we associate with Day of the Dead. The little kind of lace edges around the eyes. And my tutorial has a little bit of that as well. So this is another example of that there. But you can see the heavy contouring there in the cheekbones, the little shading kind of around the mouth. And I do a little bit of that in the tutorial as well. You can start with a base other than white. You could start with like a light blue or a light pink or something if you wanted to. You're going to need to mix that color up, which might be a bit of a pain. Or like her here, she's kind of faded a fuchsia into the white. That could be a fun way to go. So you're welcome to do any of that. There's no rules about it. You could even have this sort of aged yellow parchment skull here. Just an all over the face look. Kabuki. These are a bunch of different Kabuki designs. So each one of these designs is going to be associated with a specific character. And I would ask that you copy one of these specifically and do some research into who that character is so you know a little bit about what it is that you're doing. The real challenge with these, and by the way, like the eyes of the person would be sort of in here and the nose is in here. And so you can get an idea of kind of how that fits on the face. And you'll look for Kabuki pictures and you'll sort of get it. The challenge in one of these is actually doing this line work really, really neatly and making it really symmetrical. So it's still a really good challenge, a little less creative, a little more prescriptive, but a really good challenge. And this is an even bigger challenge, the Peking Opera Mask. You can see lots and lots of really like specific and strict line work that you have to do here. The other thing, that you have to do is kind of figure out how this whole image fits on just the forehead, because this is actually a mask that goes up to the top of the head. So you would have to condense this to fit just on the forehead. So you were going to try to copy it as honestly as possible without abandoning the original design, but having it fit on your face. And so that's it. Those are the assignments that you can do. Those are the options that you have for this assignment. Have fun. Get your 5 research photos. Get your face chart. Work with what you have. Hopefully you have some colored pencils at home. Hopefully you were able to get some supplies from school. And I look forward to seeing all of your work and chatting with you guys tomorrow in the Discord server. Bye.